Good morning, everyone. I want to, it was a great discussion on talent, so I want to kick off moving on to the next phase. Once we get talent to the table and the great ideas, what comes next? How do we move forward? And earlier, Eric talked a lot about, how do you move forward in technology in a way that doesn't create chaos, but creates success. And one thing Denver's really done well, and we're known for, is that we collaborate, we convene, we have great ideas, and we focus on getting it done. We don't worry about who's getting the credit. We try not to narrow the gate to who has a voice. We don't narrow out who has the right to have the best idea. We focus on who has the best idea and then work together to make it happen. Why is that important? Because that's who we are, that's our DNA, that's our history, and that's the only way we're going to get everything moved forward in this realm. I have the privilege of being the incoming chairman of the International Downtown Association. So with that role, I have the opportunity to work with center cities across the world. And one thing I can tell you is that no matter how great the idea is, it doesn't happen unless you have good leaders, great ideas, but you also have a very strong and powerful framework in terms of policy that empowers innovation and incentivizes actual impacts. So when you look at Denver, what are some things that we're looking at that we know as they evolve and grow will need a strong policy framework? The partnership pretty recently launched these interactive kiosks in our center city. And although they look like wayfinding kiosks, they actually do so much more. The technology from all angles was created here in Denver, Colorado, and it's now being deployed across the United States. We don't know all the ideas and concepts that can be integrated into those kiosks. What we do want to say is that if you have one, bring it to us and we'll put it there. The other thing is that we have some very urgent social service and safety needs in our city. And we are all doing our best to address them with our traditional methodologies. In terms of safety, we need to better understand how we can integrate closed caption television to monitor gates and facial recognition to understand who's out there, that recognizes activity that is out of order and catalyzes a reaction so that we can send uniformed officers, off-duty security officers, or others to check out the situation. We need to look at how we create the way in which we address our homeless population and those in need in a more efficient manner so that it's more cost effective and we can better deploy dollars in ways that are more meaningful. How can we better understand the tools we're using and the approaches we're taking to address the needs of those that are being underserved and make sure we're doing the right things that have an impact? These are all areas where technology will help us do it better, do it faster, and truly not just make our city more efficient, but truly change the lives of the people who are in our city. How do we get there? Let's go back to policy. Policy, again, will open up doors for everyone to have a say and a voice and a way to integrate something with a consistent network and an understanding from the private sector side that there is a secure and steady process if they jump in the game. That's important when you have private dollars at the table. We need to think about how is the city going to procure, what unique financing options are available. Where does the capital come from? What are our approaches in terms of public-private partnerships to address the capital needs? What do we do with the data? Who owns the data? How's the data shared? We need to think about how data can be used. And we need to think about things like, if we are collecting the information, what kind of communication needs to be made to the public about what we are gathering? We're very seriously right now looking at deploying robotic security in our center city. We believe that within the next year and a half, we should be able to launch some pilots as soon as some of the robotic technology is better environmentally and outdoors. How can we help the public interact with those robots in a way that they're open to the idea of them being out there, but more importantly, that they're not a gimmick. They're actually delivering results. Those are some of the things we're thinking about in terms of the center city. It all goes back to policy. So today we have a great list of speakers who will be up here to talk to you all a little bit about what we need to think about, how we need to think about it, to set the framework on which to build our city going forward.